Deep Dive by Global Heroes, your go-to for the real stories behind real heroes. Get more inspiring content in your inbox with our newsletter, and be sure to follow along on social media.
So let's get into a crisis that, frankly, is hitting staggering levels in Canada. We're talking about poverty and food insecurity.
Yeah, the numbers are pretty stark. The 2025 Food Banks Canada report says it's risen nearly 40% in just 2 years.
40%. And that number, it gets even more horrifying when you look specifically at rural areas. I mean, costs are higher, transportation is a huge issue.
Exactly. And that reliance on outside help, it just often falls short. Which is why today we're doing a deep dive into a really different kind of solution.
Okay, so what are we looking at?
We're looking at a blueprint from SRCH Community Services. They've been operating for 36 years out of Haliburton County, Ontario. And their mission, it's very specific: solving real problems, strengthening rural communities, creating connection and resilience together.
Okay, let's unpack this, because a mission statement is one thing, but making it financially viable in a remote location, that's the real challenge.
Right. And this isn't just a charity living off grants. Their stability, and this is the key, it comes from a self-sustaining model. It's built around social enterprises.
So we're talking about their two big thrift warehouses, right? One in Haliburton and the other in Bancroft.
Yep, those and the SRCH Bistro and Bakery. And what's crucial here is that these are actual businesses owned and operated by the charity.
So every dollar of profit is reliable. It's mission-aligned capital.
Exactly. It completely shifts them away from depending on, unpredictable seasonal grants. They're generating their own consistent revenue right there in the community.
Okay, so if the retail side is the engine, how does that capital actually turn into, well, warmth and food for people?
It flows directly into their community kitchen program. And this really is the cornerstone of their whole food security effort.
And the scale is just immense. They're preparing and distributing over 22,000 free, nutritious meals
Annually, plus thousands of hearty soups. And these go out to 14 partner organizations that are serving the most vulnerable people, the frail, the ill, people experiencing homelessness.
You know, what's really unique in their approach is the intention behind the delivery. It sounds like it's about so much more than just calories.
Well, absolutely. What's fascinating here is that the sources really emphasize dignity and emotional nourishment. Every plate is meant to carry a message that says, you are seen and you matter.
That turns a simple transaction into a real human connection.
That's it. And they have these incredibly innovative ways of sourcing the food, too, which really gets at that idea of rural ingenuity.
Like the hydroponic towers at the bistro, right?
12 of them. It guarantees they have fresh local greens all year round, which in an Ontario winter is no small thing.
And they leverage community assets, too, with events like the Applesauce Project and the Rally for Rhubarb.
Yes, they get volunteers together to process hundreds of pounds of donated backyard fruit stuff that would just spoil otherwise and turn it into free desserts for people.
That focus on belonging, it seems to be woven into everything, like the Lunch is on Us program.
It's a huge part of it. Every week, up to 70 people get together for a free lunch. There's live local music. It's not just a meal. It's a mental well-being booster. It builds social ties.
And on top of that, free food literacy and cooking classes, so people are learning lifelong skills.
And looking ahead, their plans for 2026 are all about scaling up that independence. They're launching a Grow a Row initiative.
That's where they ask local gardeners to dedicate just one row of their produce for community use. Simple, but so powerful.
And that complements new food rescue partnerships they're setting up.
And I find their long-term focus on emergency preparedness just fascinating. They're planning projects for freeze-drying, canning, and smoking food.
It's all about ensuring reliable access during emergencies. Like the severe winter power outages that can really hit rural areas hard. They're even hoping for a community root cellar.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, what's the economic impact?
It's undeniable. The sources cite independent research finding that for every single dollar invested in community meal programs like this, you get $3 to $4.40 back in social value.
Wow. And that's not just, say, saved healthcare costs.
No, not at all. It represents job training, more people participating in their community, reduced long-term strain on social assistance. It's a full community ripple effect.
So what does this all mean? I think the key takeaway here is that solving rural poverty isn't just about charity. SIRCH shows us that it can be self-sustaining, creatively funded, and focused on human dignity right alongside providing food.
And considering that incredible social value return, that up to $4.40 figure, the real question is this: how could this localized, self-sustaining model be applied to other complex challenges? Things like affordable housing or reliable elder care in remote communities.
It definitely makes you think differently about where that social investment should go. And we really encourage you to look into the specifics of these models, especially that powerful idea of grow a row.
That's it for today's deep dive. Want more? Stay connected with global heroes through our newsletter and socials.